wants us to multiply our talents. And is it just winning souls that we need to multiply our talents in, or should we be multiplying our talents in the wealth that God has given us? And I think these are some of the things that are going to be discussed tonight. So, Mr. Sammy Danquah, I'm going to turn it over to you. You are very welcome, and we appreciate all of what you're teaching us. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much for the kind words and then the nice introduction to the topics tonight. Yes, like she rightly said yesterday, we went through some chaotic series about things that compete with us as human beings. Strive with us to take our health, to take our wealth, and so many other things that we boast of. And it created a problem. And as dynamic human beings, we are doing so many things here that we need to ponder and think so much about. By the way, let me once again also greet all the church members, pastor and a wife, that I will say to and the rest. You are warmly welcome once again. All right. Tonight's topic is kind of a little bit deep, and it's kind of a little bit long. So I will try as much as possible to ensure that I give all the nuggets that are necessary and needful for us to be able to make decisions on. I also want to acknowledge the presence of Sister Linda Afifa Mensah. Yesterday, she did a marvelous job to help projecting and also supporting. So if you could still make her the co-host as she does the presentation for us. And yesterday, I was also fortunate to have one of my colleagues too, Dr. Yolande from Florida. Florida was also on the line last night to support. I didn't see her until after the program. Doc, you are also welcome. Yes, yesterday's topic created a problem. We are doing so many things. Some of them we are conscious of, some of them we are not. Some of them we are novice, some of them we don't even have a clue. What are those? What are the things some people are doing? CDs, IRAs, stocks, and so many other things. Are they taking us to our destination? Are they giving us the fulfillment that we crave for? Are they giving us the satisfaction that we all talk about? Financial problems and problems, solutions. Warren Buffett, a renowned billionaire, said something. And before we proceed, if you could get somebody to read Proverbs 13:22, and then Proverbs 22, verse 7, like I'm trying to paraphrase this. It says that, Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. That means generations to come. A good man. Do you want to be a good man? Do you want your name to be remembered by posterity next to you? Do you know your great-father's name? Was there anything that he left for you? Proverbs is saying a good man, a good woman leaves inheritance for his children's children. Number 2, Proverbs 22, verse 7 is also saying that the borrower becomes a slave to the lender. In short, that's what it's saying, that the borrower oftentimes becomes a slave to the lender. Okay, these are wise sayings. Proverbs by Solomon. What is he trying to imply? Quickly gets to Warren Buffett saying that things that we are doing wrongly and unconsciously here and there lead us not into any destination. Sometimes they leave us along the way. Sometimes it gives us stress and then gives us so much worry. And Warren Buffett is saying that. Why lose money if the rich are not? And like I was talking to Auntie Cynthia, I told her that we have some rules of money. And says number 1 says never lose money, never. Rule number 2 says never forget rule number 1, which implies that you just don't have to lose any money whatsoever, be it 5 cents. Wow. Can that possible? Please, let's proceed. Never lose money. So it takes us to the rules of money. These are practical rules, the fiscal rules that the government and the federal uses. And this is where the whole economy, the world economy is hanging on. And the rule of 72 was enacted by a scientist, the guy who invented the electric bulb. And he's saying that it talks about compound interest. And the compound interest is also just one of the 7 or 8 wonders in the world that was promulgated. What is Albert Einstein saying? The rule of 72 is saying that for any business portfolio that you involve yourself in, if you divide the interest rate you have by the number 72, the answer you get is the number of years whatever investment you're going to do will double. For instance, if you put $10,000 in a portfolio and you are given 4%, Albert Einstein is saying when you divide 4 by the number 72, it's going to give you 18 years. And it means and it implies that it is going to take you a whole 18 years for the $10,000 to double. This rule has been proven and tested worldwide. And it says it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. So for instance, if myself, Auntie Linda, and Auntie Cynthia are going into a business venture and they give me 4%, they give Auntie Linda 6%, and Auntie Cynthia 12%, Albert Einstein is saying that because I have 4%, and I assume we are all 29 years, they give me 4%, and I divide it by according to Albert Einstein's rule, it means that at 29, my money, the $10,000, will double when I'm 47 years. And it will also double when I turn 65. So from 29 to 65, all that I can gain from my 4% investment will give me a total of $40,000. In the same vein, if Auntie Linda, who has 6%, apply the rule and divide the 6% by 72, the answer is 12. So it means that it's going to take Sister Linda every 12 years for her money, the $10,000 to double. So assume she's also 29 years, Auntie Linda's money will double from 10,000 to 20 when she turns 41. And when she turns 53, it goes to 40. And at 65, she will make $80,000. 2 times what I made with my 4%. So it continues. If Sister Cynthia, Auntie Cynthia, goes in there and she gets 12% and applies the rule of 72, divided by 12, it gives her 6%. Meaning that, assume she's also at 29 years, applying the rule, her $10,000 will double every 6 years. So from 29 years to 35, it goes to 20 and it doubles and it doubles. So by the time she turns 65 years, Auntie Linda, Auntie Cynthia would have amassed a total worth of 1.2 something. So all that the rule is trying to say is that for any business portfolio, you should always aim at the most highest interest rate so that when Albert Einstein rule of 72 is applied, you can get the fastest turnover so that you can make more money. You can make more money. Let's proceed to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is how money grows. How do people grow money? How is money grown in the world? How are the wealthy, the 3%, and the wealthy Americans and the banks, how do they grow money? We are fixed. Some people say, oh, I don't want no problem. I want a fixed deposit. Let me put my money here. I don't want no problem. Just like it happened in the Bible. So supposing they give you 5,000 and you put the 5,000 in fixed deposit, that's it. They give you 1% or 2%, that's all you know, fixed. Some people also involve themselves in stocks. And you see their graph is like this EKG graph, and then it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. No guarantee, no floor, no ceiling. And you look at it, and it's like, if you don't have the courage, like Samson, like Goliath, you cannot stand with that business because you are likely to have a heart attack or something, because this variable market is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. Supposing you are going to Africa, you board your plane, and then you buy your ticket, you get to the airport, and then all of a sudden you hear an announcement, hey, all passengers going to Ghana, we want to inform you that this plane that you are going to board, the engine is not guaranteed. It's variable. We cannot trust the engine. Would you go into the plane? If they cannot guarantee the growth, which is variable, the market rises and it rises with it. Market drops and then it follows, just like a pendulum, just like that. So it goes back and forth. Variable market. So all that the wealthy and the smart people do, like Aegon, and on our platform, we teach people how they can combine these two graphs, these two models, this phase and this variable, so that when the market rises, we teach them something called index strategy. When the market rises, we rise with it. When the market falls, Aegon use stock options to lock it up. So we grow, protect, we grow, protect. When the market drops, we seal it. When the market rises, we rise again with it. It drops, we seal it. And so that index strategy is just like a staircase. You don't ever go down. It is always an upward movement. So index strategy, and then highest interest rate ever is what we as advocates give to our people so that it will help them in their lives. Let's proceed to the next rule. This is where money gets taxed. Tax. Ghanaians are complaining, Americans are complaining, and people in Europe are also complaining. Inflation is so high, and people cannot, the center cannot hold. Do you think taxes will ever go down? We have tax now. The moment you go to the grocery store, you buy something, they tax you right there. And then you go to your bank, you put a savings account, they tax you right there. Anything, buy water, they tax you right there. Tax now, bank CDs, everything, they tax you right here. Now, let's go to tax later. The one we are very much aware and familiar with. 401k, 402b, TSP, and so forth. The employers would tell you, oh, for this one, if you involve yourself in it, engage yourself in it, we will take some money for you and keep it towards your retirement before taxes. So these monies, they take it and put it somewhere before they give the rest to you with tax. So all the 401k money are not taxed yet. We call it tax deferred. It's deferred until you retire, until later. So things like IRAs, 403b, pension plans, they are all tax deferred. So you work today, next year, if we're supposed to work like next month and then they tax you, the tax will be very insignificant, too small. But you wait, the more you keep working, day one, year year 5, year 10, as the money increases, because the more they take, the more it becomes bigger, and your tax bracket also increases. So by the time you get to your retirement, though you have a huge sum of money, possibly, your tax bracket would have been wide enough. But guess what? The 401k TS, 403D, they are variable products. Just like the EKG graph, they depend on the market. They are not guaranteed. Just like the pandemic started, how many people lost money in the 401k? If you quite recent, the negative 10 years, people are suffering. This is supposed to be a retirement income saved peacefully for you, but it is subject to market volatility. Subject to market volatility. We cannot guarantee it. When the market moves, it moves with it. When the market drops and sinks, it follows it. Can you trust that investment? When you sleep, somebody was telling me, as for the 401k, I don't even want to look at it. Why? That's your money. Warren Buffett says don't lose money. If you don't look at it, how would you know whether you are losing money or you don't? What if by the time you get to retirement, they tell you don't have anything? You're going to have a heart attack? You got to monitor it. You got to see it and see what's going on so that you can apply certain rules and other things to rebate yourself and be at peace of mind when you retire. That's the advantage. There is a product, something like Roth IRA. For individuals, the maximum one can take is 5,500. Municipal by the executive bonus plus cash accumulation in an insurance policy. These ones, they are tax advantage. The laws and the rules in America has made it such a way that there are certain things you can take advantage of it tax-free, which is backed by law and is legal. Let's proceed, please. These are the 3 rules of money. The rule of 72, how many grows, and then how many gets taxed. Let's proceed. Now, this is the 401k problem that I was talking about. Let's go on, please. The inventor of the 401k, his name is Ted Benner. In 1978 and 79, he invented this plan to help replace pension. Americans embraced it, and Congress wanted to try it for 30 years. Ted Benner, September 26, 2016, Ted Benner came out. So, wow. I thought I was helping the American people. I never knew I created a monster. It does not work. It's not sustainable because it cannot stand the market volatility. It's a variable product. It's not guaranteed. It keeps changing like an unstable engine. Ted Benner says he created a monster. If all that you have, if your whole wealth is your 401k, then the inventor of the thing is trying to say that he has created a monster. Please, let's proceed. The 401k plan and how it's applied in the system. A sole contributor, but 4 beneficial parties. What is Samuel talking about? When you are employed in a company, remember the 401k plan, in most states, it's not compulsory. So it's not compulsory. If you want, they tell you, hey, some people get employed, they go keep telling them, oh, for my job, they give you retirement, they give you this, they give you benefits, I have all that it takes. Okay, good. 401k, then you enroll in it. Very good. We'll clap for you. You are the sole contributor. And your employer tells you that, hey, for whatever you put in there, we will match it for you 3%. It's just like planting yam on a tree, by a tree, so that this thing can climb it. They match it for you. They have planted that thing on a tree or by a tree. So you are the sole contributor. Your company matches for you, but the company does not keep and monitor and manage that amount, that account. We have a group of people called money managers. They manage the 401k and administer and make sure that it's being properly taken care of. And after them, taxes. So you are the first contributor. You're only sole contributor of the program. Whatever you put in there, your company also matches it. But guess what? At the end of the fiscal year, your company will file for their deductions and apply for that and go for that money that they match for you. So anytime you go on retirement, whatever they match it for you, however amount it has risen up to, you have to share in that. They don't do that for fun. Then the money managers like T. Rowe Price, Charles Schwab, and many, many others that you know of, they also have offices, they have workers, and they don't work for free. They are not pro bono. They also work for money. So you yourself, you are the first beneficiary, your employers, the second beneficiary, then money managers, a third beneficiary, before the almighty taxes. They say 401k, you cannot touch it until you are 59.5 years. If you touch it before then, you pay a penalty, then you pay taxes. Okay, but after 59 years, you are free to take the money, tax-free, or pay taxes on it, and then no penalty. But guess what? Another thing most people don't know, from 59 years to 70.5 years, if you don't use all that money, then the federal will come to you. There is something called required minimum distributions, RMDs. If you turn 70.5, whatever amount that you have in that account, the federal will take 50% of that. They say it's called excise, because you don't need it. Your own money, 70.5 years, you don't use it, they will take half of that, called required minimum distributions. This is the system that we are sitting in. This is what Ted Bernard created. That is why he said he created a monster. He never knew, that's how he never knew what the implication at the end would have been. So he said he created a monster for 1K. Please, let's proceed. Now the truth about the whole 401k. It's what I was trying to explain. The 401k comes with so many fees, about 12 to 17 fees. It comes with rules, regulations, penalties, market losses, taxes, rebates. But guess what? From 1 all the way to 70 years, no, the product itself, the plan itself is a variable plan. Okay? It's a variable plan. It is not stable. It goes back and forth like the EKG. And you cannot guarantee it. But if you have a problem, mommy gets sick, daddy gets sick, they call you overnight. Hey, at dawn, daddy is being admitted and confined. We need 20,000. Oh, I don't have it. Let me go to my 401k. You go to 401k, boom, you go borrow from it. They charge you 30% federal tax, 10% state tax, and by the time you get to 59.5 years, 50% of your money is gone. And now, the 59.5 years to the 70 require minimum distribution. If you don't use it, if you don't use them all, at 70.5 years, the federal will come after you. Oh, you are too good. You don't need money. So they will take 50% as excise tax. Is that what you want to do? Is that what we crave for? Is that what we pray about? Please, let's proceed. So what will tax rates be in the future? Considering what is going on globally, the Russia-Ukraine war, and all that is going around us, do you ever think tax rates will be lower than before we were born? What will your after-tax income be? I know of a man in my church over here in Washington. This man has been working at Costco for 42 years. In 2019, I met him and I said, I can help you take advantage of this plans and then at least maximize something from your 401k. He said, son, don't worry your head. I'm already retired. 2020 during the pandemic, I met the same man at Costco. And I asked him, I thought you retired. And he said, Sam, I took all my money. And guess what? Just on taxes, they charge him 37,500 on taxes. Though he could not tell me how much he made for the whole period that he worked for 42 years, but just on taxes, they charge him 37,500. If he were to have some people to expose him to some knowledge, some plans, some things that work that could help him take advantage of the situation, advantage about taxes legally, as the wealthy, as the banks, and as the 3% do, wouldn't that help him? Now he's gone back to Costco to work. After retirement, he got re-employed, still working there. Please, let's proceed. This is what CNBC reported. It says, for millions, the 401k plans have fallen short. And it was during the 2008 and 2009 that they said the 401k plan was never ever designed to be an employee retirement plan. They happened as a historical accident. If you get a chance, Google it. Go to business magazines. Try to dive into it and see how did it come by. How did Ted Bernard come by with a 401k? It came as a historical event. Initially, he designed it to be used by the employers to help them reduce their taxes, their fiscal taxes. Now, they had back and forth with the IRS, and finally IRS said, okay, we will admit whatever you are trying to say, but you can also use it to attract quality employees. So when people know that you have these benefits towards their retirement, use that as a yardstick, to attract quality employees so that they can also help you boost production. Please, let's proceed. Teresa Gladussi, he said, why the 401k is a failed experiment. Everybody overnight who had a 401k or IRA saw their account drop by 25% on average. But many people saw their account drop by half. So in October 2008, the 401k became a 201k. A 201k. And since infancy, I've been told that history repeats itself. For every 8 to 10 years, the American economy drops and flashes and collapses and bounces back. It happened in 2000. You remember the Y2K. Then in 2008, 2009, boom, again. That's when Obama was the president. And I had so much pity for this guy. Every day, every night, every hour, bailout, just like what Dr. Osei to refer to last night. Bailout. As if nothing happened, Obama and his team managed to manage and then try to put things together, and then it bounced back again. Now it's coming. Now, it was supposed to repeat itself during 2019, 2020. That's why it came with a pandemic. Boom, it crashed, but it did not last. This is seemingly a variable plan that we are all dependent on. Nothing is permanent. Apart from the word of God, nothing is permanent. But whatever you're trying to do, try to make sure that you see through and get the best out of the worst. That is why some people go to Harvard. And some people also go to community colleges. That's why some people also go to whatever schools. I don't want to offend anybody. Everything has its own strength. For money portfolios, different portfolios, different interest rates. Which one are you dealing with? And how strong, how weak is your portfolio? Is it a variable product? Or yours is the index one? By the time we end today's topic, we will recommend a product which has a higher interest rate than the fixed, than the variable, than the fixed. It is indexed because you don't lose money, it doesn't come down, and it is tax-free. Tax-free. Warren Buffett, Trump. Whoever millionaires you know, this law has been in the system. Before my father was born, the law was enacted in 1913 in America here. Congress approved it and is still in existence on that product. My wife, the people don't know. Any bank that is FDIC insured has that product. I remember I went to my bank MNT and I asked them, hey, I want to have this product. I want to buy it. They say, wait. Sat there for 10 minutes and I called the lady. He said, wait for the manager. I said, manager for what? Just one desk. He said, wait. I sat there for 30 minutes, then they called me to an office. Then the manager asked me, gentlemen, who told you about that product? They don't sell it, they don't deal with that to the public. Why? Because for any money that you give to their bank, that is where they invest it, that's where they put it. So all that we are trying to do as professionals is that this is the injustice in the American system, and we are mandated to expose this secret to people, showing them the way so that they can avoid the banks and then go straight and put their monies, their blood-toiled money, at where the banks also keep their money to get higher interest rates. That's the crusade. That's what we are mandated to do. And it's legal, it's ethical, it's joyful, it's satisfactory, and anything that comes with it, no brainer. Please, let's proceed. Investment alternatives. Okay, I mentioned some. CDRA, Roth bonds, mutual funds, annuity stocks. For any good business portfolio that you want to involve yourself in, 5 main pillars are key to the success of that. Number 1, you should consider whether that thing you are going to involve yourself in comes with growth. If it has growth, if that thing is risk-free, would you ever lose money in there? Is it a variable product? Would it drop me in the sea? Is it tax-free? Does it have legacy? When I grow old, when I'm passing away, can I betroth it to my children, to my wife, and to my family? Can I leave it as an inheritance to my people? Is it backed by law? Judgment proof. Is it backed by law? So these 5 pillars, let's compare them with all the investment alternatives we have. We'll go through we'll take about 1 or 2 and then compare. When you take CDs have growth? No. It comes with risk. Is it risk-free? Yes. Is it tax-free? No. It has legacy. Can you give your CDs, betroth it to your son and children forever? No. Is it backed by law? No. Let's come to stocks. We know stocks. Stocks, does it have growth? Yes. Is stocks risk-free? No. People cry any day, all the time, because they lose money here and there. Is it tax-free? No. Does it have legacy? Can you will your stock to your son? No, because it's not guaranteed. Variable. Is it backed by law? No. Now let's come to our almighty 401k. Is 401k having growth? Yes. Is it risk-free? No, because we keep losing money here and there. When Donald Trump snaps his hand, boom, then your market is playing dice with your money. When this this small boy in North Korea or whatever snaps his hand and then wake up to say something, boom, your money follows. It's not risk-free. Can you will it? Can you leave it as inheritance to your people? No. It doesn't come with no legacy. It's not backed by no law. But one product, life insurance, it has growth. It is risk-free. It is tax-free. It has legacy, yes. Because you don't lose it, you can will it to your children, your family. Is it judgment-proof? Yes, it's backed by law. But which kind of life insurance is I'm talking about? Is that the one people are telling us? America is telling us, buy term and invest the rest? And invest the rest in what? In variable products. What are the other options? Which kind is he talking about? Is it the whole life? Is it MLB? Which one is he talking about? We as facilitators, as licensed professionals, we educate people on all because it's not everybody that can qualify for any of the major products. So just like we educate, just like you go to the market, some people buy plantain, some people buy yam, we educate, and whichever will suit you, that you can be confident you can handle, we'll give it to you to help you and your family. Now, please, let's proceed. So which kind is he talking about? Life insurance is just two. If life insurance it has growth, it's risk-free, has legacy, it can will it, it's backed by law, which one is he talking about? We have a term and then permanent. Two types. Two. The various one that can be so many serious names, life insurance is there too. Term and permanent. The temporary one, it comes with its own name. It's temporary. There's no cash value. You don't gain nothing. By law, it ranges from 5 years all the way to 30 years. And guess what? 98% they don't pay out. Why? 98% they don't pay out because when I come, you say you want life insurance. Some people, they don't even explain it to them. I give you 10 years life insurance. Meanwhile, you want to live long. That's why when you are driving, you don't drive and hit your car in a mountain or a tree. You want to eat well so that you can live longer like Methuselah. But you buy 10 years life insurance, meaning you have signed your own death sentence that at 10 years you should die. So when you buy 10 years life insurance and you don't die, you have thrown whatever money that you involve yourself in there away. If it's $10, if it's $20, at 10 years you are still here, you don't die, you breach the contract. So all that money that you paid, $10 or $5, $50, they are all gone, wasted because you don't want to die. And so you breach the contract. That's it. There's an old term and new term. The new term, they have dressed it a little bit. It comes with living benefits. Why living benefits? Modernization has made it such that people have health issues and they don't want you to die until you assess your life insurance. Supposing I have 30 years life insurance, I know there's no cash value in it, but we have a new term such that when I fall sick, when I have heart attack and I don't die, and I'm put on, I become bedridden, and I'm sitting down there, and I have stroke, I have chronic or whatever disease, that money could be accelerated to take care of me. That's a new term, but it doesn't have cash value. Now let's go to the permanent ones. The permanent ones, we have whole life. Whole life has cash value, but the growth rate is 2 to 3%. The growth rate is 2 to 3%. But if you are fortunate to contribute for so many years, and then God helps you, you see that, oh, I have enough cash value. Let me go and borrow some money and go have my madam or go continue my building in Ghana. The moment you borrow money from it, they charge you a loan rate of 6 to 9%. So just ask yourself, a product whose growth rate is 2 to 3% comes with a loan rate of 6 to 9%, meaning the moment you touch it, they charge you 3 times. It is, I judge, the most expensive insurance. And that one, the cash value only belongs to the client only when you borrow it. If you don't borrow it, it's just like a term. When something happens to you, when you die, it's only the death benefit that could be given to you. Another one is on universal life. That one is just like the whole life, 3 to 4%. The loan rate is about the same. That one is accumulated, it's gone. We have a variable life insurance. That one too is permanent. It's just like the middle graph. It's just like the EKG graph. No cap, no floor. You know, it's subject to market risk, market volatility, and it's no guarantees. So today you can make more money. Tomorrow it sends you to the doldrums and you have nothing. Then comes the index one I was talking about. Index universal life. It is permanent. It has a growth rate of 6 to 15%. 6 to 15%. And the floor is 0.75. So when things get worse and the market collapses and gets to negative 200, negative 1,000, you don't come to zero. The lowest floor you can get is 0.75 to 15, meaning that you are always on the positive side. So today I make 10%. Tomorrow the market crash is making negative 58. I make positive 75. A little bit has come on top of my money. Then tomorrow the market rises again. It comes back to 18%, and then I get 12 or 15. Then also another something is added to my money. So all the time, just like a staircase, you are on the positive side. This is the product, a flagship product that the Congress has the law based on. Before the First World War, they said, we are going to fight. What if we go and come and everything is devastated and we don't have money to feed our children and our family? Then Congress said, okay, whoever patronizes this product, when we come and you're about to access the money, take it tax-free. It grows tax-free. And so many other benefits that comes with it. Please, let's proceed. This is the IUL I was talking about. It has so many benefits. 80% of the people, they put their money in the bank. Why? Because they trust that the bank will help them. After all, when they want to go for their money, they will go and find it. Unlike Ghana, whereby Nam1, took so many people's money away. People want to keep their money in the bank. But guess what? 15% also, they do insurance. High rates with a variable market like that. But just 5%, they do insurance. And that insurance, they don't lose no money. It is tax-free. It comes with so many benefits. Here, it gives you protection. And the serving protection that it gives, it provides emergency fund. You can touch it anytime as long as you have money in there without penalty, without no, losses. It saves when you live longer, you have a peace of mind retirement fund, and it's going to help you in your old age. When it's taken tax-free, it can also be used as a college fund. This is where I'm very much particular about college fund. Most people, they buy 529 for their children with the hope that when the kids grow and they're going to college, they can use that. We have a case in question in Baltimore whereby a grandmother bought this thing for a grandchild. The girl got to college and they denied her federal aid. Why? And the woman took them to court. And the court ruled that, guess what? Because the 529 is an asset. It's deemed as an asset. So whoever, if you have an IUL, be it 1 million, 2 million, whatever it is, by the law, this law that is protecting it, the 1913 law, the IRC, law, which is 7702, is protecting that thing. So no matter the amount, it is not deemed as an asset. It will not be used in calculation against you. So a rich man will have all these assets, buy this insurance for their child. The child gets to 15, 18 years, becomes a millionaire. He goes to college with your son, and they also give them federal aid, and they deny your son. They deny your child. Why? Because you involve yourself in something you didn't know, and they apply the rule, they apply the law against you. This is what we're talking about. It can be used as savings. It protects you, it protects your health, protects your family against market losses, against IRS, against inflation, against creditors, and against predators. These are all the cases that have been treated in court, and they have all those references. Please, let's proceed. How the bank really works, simple. I'm a client. I have 10,000. I go to the bank and I put my money there because I want to keep it and have the peace of mind. The moment I put the money in my savings account, they gave me interest rate of 0.1. 0.1. The last time I checked, the savings interest rate was 0.06. So supposing you go to the bank, you put the money there, and then you come back home, and then you meet Auntie Cynthia at church, and Auntie Cynthia tells you, hey, Pastor, I saw you at the bank yesterday. Pastor said, oh yeah, I got some 10,000 and I'm not doing anything with it now, so I just came to put it down there. And Auntie Cynthia said, oh, Pastor, well, it was nice seeing you there. But though they gave you 1%, guess what? Before the bank closed, we used your 10,000 and put them at a different place, and they gave us 10%. You who work for the money, they gave you 0.1. But the bank rather put it somewhere in that particular insurance to gain 10%. How would you feel if you are treated that way? But in reality, that's how the banks work. That's how the banks work. Other than that, they wouldn't put their money on a card and give it to you and tell you it's a credit card, and then they give you interest of 18 to 24%. If what we are saying is not true, why is it that when they put their money in the card and give it to us as a credit card, why don't they give you 0.06 or 0.01? Applying the Albert Einstein rule of 72 to this interest rate, that's why the banks work like that. That's why they give you a little, 0.1, but they want the highest, 10%, so that when they divide by 72, the turnover will be faster. That's why when every Black Friday you go and swipe your card, you swipe your card, you swipe your card, in 5 years you see that your debt is being multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. That is the rule that's in the system. Please, let's proceed. Why is Sammy talking and talking and talking? Oh my goodness. My time is almost over. I'm sorry. Please, let's move on to the next slide, and then please move on. I think the time is against us. Yeah, this product comes with living benefits, and I've already talked about them. We have critical, chronic, terminal, it provides all that. Please proceed. I want to read something here. This is Money Worth Life Insurance book. This book is written by Jake Thompson. And guess what? It is the #1 seller in America. #1 seller. Everybody who is mindful has read it, except you. It is the #1 seller. So if you don't know about it, you haven't read it, everybody has read it but you. It is the #1 seller. They say banks are in the business of money. They have some of the greatest minds in the world, including economists, attorneys, and all that. Let me continue from here. It says, it is not insignificant that banks place billions of dollars in life insurance. It's a reflection of the value they place on this powerful asset. For banks, it provides the ultimate in safety, stability, and growth. More importantly, the FDIC allows this asset to be classified as Tier 1. capital, which is the safest capital a bank can have. Tier 1 capital is considered to be the core measure of a bank's financial strength. Let's proceed to the next bank. Hold on. Please go back. So you can see how much these banks, Bank of America has 19.6 billion worth in life insurance. Wells Fargo has 17 billion. JP Morgan Chase, all that 10 US bank. If insurance is about death, why are the banks keeping all this money and buying them for? Psalm 90 says, teach us to number this so that we can apply our hearts to wisdom. Please, let's proceed to the next slide. All these companies you see on the screen, they have that product. General Electric, AT&T, your company, Walt Disney, whatever, all that you can read from the screen, they have that product. And I want to read something here and bring my listing to close. It says, in his book, Pirates of Manhattan, the author indicates that over 68% of Fortune 1000 companies use life insurance to fund supplemental executive retirement plans. Let me jump to this side. It says, its ability to provide the stable growth necessary to create a predictable income is one of its most powerful features. As you will soon discover, you too can use it to create a predictable income down the road. Ebusianfo, we are sorry to say, Makasa, that long. Now, Obibeka said, why this product? Let me read the Forbes magazine. It says, a coach in Michigan school decided, say, don't give me my salary, don't pay me, give me allowances. But put my money in a life insurance for him. In the next 12 years, he was a millionaire. And he says that just like in Harbor's case, you can also do the same thing. Some people will be skeptical. He says, IULs allow cash value within the policy to grow tax-free over time. IULs are funded with post-tax dollars, which allow clients to withdraw money tax-free at any age and provide financial security in the form of a death benefit for the family after the client passes. Not only after the client passes, but once you are living and you are destitute of money, you are in need, you can accelerate that death benefit to take care of you, and then leave in a portion up to about 10% for your death. I want to end here, and I thank you so much for your patience. I told you the slides and the topic was long. We'll continue tomorrow if for questions and answers, if there are any. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brother Sammy. I'm sure many people have questions. So we will certainly take a few, but we'll pay attention to the time so that we can get you out of here quickly. So if there are any questions. Any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
Can you explain again the situation with the children? I couldn't understand. Thank you again for the presentation. I wanted to find out why is it that the 529, is that what you said?
Yes.
That plan compare with this IUL?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yolande.
Mhm.
Thanks for your support, though. The 529K, you can take time to read more about it. There is a plan and a formula for calculating federal aid. 529, just like CD, is an asset. According to IRS, that's why they have a code for it. Any business, fiscal, whatever portfolio in America has a code. And the 529 is a code for college funds. So if you are able to get one for your child, it's a privilege. That's how they say it. So they know it's an asset because you'll be able to afford to provide that for your child. I cannot. I will not be. So when the two of us will take our children to school, let's assume I am parent A, you are parent B. And so when we go, I don't have the 529K for my child. So they look at the merits and see who needs most. Who should the government help most? The moment they take my case and present my case, I don't have nothing. I don't have anything. So I have come bare like that to face the reality on the ground. But you have a 529K, something you have kept for your child, a privilege. So the government will look at the two of us and then consider me in relative to you, because I am completely 100% in need of help, but you have been able to provide to some extent. So what I was saying is that the IUL is not considered as an asset because of the law they made in 1913, and you can read more onto that. It's not considered. So that is why the millionaires are always on there. A rich man will give birth to the son, buy 1 million insurance for the child. As soon as the Social Security comes, he will just rear this child until 15 years, 16 years. By the time the child gets to college, the child will be a millionaire because the 1 million insurance would have matured. Okay, buy him a brand new car. But your son will be going down there. You have a 529K. You cannot even buy a car for your child. You drop your child at school. This millionaire son will be coming in a Porsche car, so many other things. And then your child will be sobbing all the time. Why? Because the rich man's son, his possession and the wealth, they are not considered as an asset according to IRS. Okay, the code on it makes it tax-free, but when you have the 529K, it is considered as an asset. And the formula they use to calculate the federal aid is cost of attendance minus estimated family contribution. So let's say 4-year college is $200,000 for 4-year college, and then your son or your child is having 50,000 in 529K. They will apply the formula. But I have IUL 1 million. When they apply the formula, because I said the IUL is not considered as an asset, my asset side will be 0. So 0 minus 200, it will mean I will owe 200,000. But when they come to you and they apply the rule, 200, because you have 529, 50,000, 200 minus 50 is 150. So you stand a better chance than my child. Technically, you have 50,000 more, I have 0. That's why I was saying that people don't know. The motive is good, the idea is good. I want my child to go to school. Let me save this thing for the child. It's good. But because you didn't know, in American, they say ignorance is an excuse. And for Bible says, for lack of knowledge, my people also perish. You didn't know. That is why we are here, to expose you to this truth, for you to know that instead of 529K, try to do something like this IUL for the child. It comes with tax-free. It grows tax-free. And everything is taken tax-free. Why do you want to go and pay? Because you didn't know, you suffer the blunt. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So with you, IUL, your premium is divided into 2 portions. You have the the two portions, one part goes into your death benefit coverage, and the other part goes into your life insurance benefit, your accumulative cash value.
Okay.
Even though they say that you can take a loan from your cash value,
Mm-hmm.
you can only borrow up to the amount of cash value in your policy.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, the money that you can borrow for most IULs, it takes a long time before you build up any cash value, depending on your premium anyways.
Okay.
So I must say that.
Okay.
If I invest my money in the
Mhm.
market, stock market,
Mhm.
first of all, and let me go back to the IUL also. When you buy the policy, the bank, the insurance company set up your rate of returns in your cash value. So for instance, they would say you get 5% fixed rate. Because it's variable instrument, if the interest rate goes up, they increase it. If it goes down, then they will keep it up to your fixed rate. Having said that, if I invest my money in the market, there's no limitation on the growth rate. At the same way, there's no limitation on my losses.
Okay.
And so if I have the money and I know for sure that in the US market, if you leave your money in the market for considerable length of time, no matter what happens, there's always a growth. It will always exceed any other instrument compared to any other instrument. The historical evidence is there, it's clear. Why would I put my money in an instrument that is divided into two parts, that is kept at a fixed rate depending on the market rate? Why do I want to do that?
Thank you.
If I can get the highest rate in the market in the long term.
Okay. Well, I heard all that you said, Doc. Just like you rightly said, the premium for IULs comes in two components, the cost and then the cash value. The term doesn't have that. That's why you are paying for the death benefit. Okay. So the premium divided into two, the cash value and then the cost. So the moment you make a payment, the cost portion will go to the to take care of that, and you will see a column of cash value. So even when you pay the first premium, you have a cash value. And because, just like the 401k, the motive is to have a long-term something kept for you so that you can depend on. Just like I want to buy a house. Most of us buy houses. We don't have cash at hand to pay for a house, and so we finance. Just like cash. So now, people are now being conscientized that if I cannot save to buy a house, if I cannot save to buy a car, why can't I save towards my retirement? So that when something happens to me before retirement, that money could be given to me. So that when I get to retirement, at least I have enough money to depend on. The scenario you brought, instead of you going to those stores, you go to those stores, if you have 20,000, you go to put 20,000 in there. But the good thing with insurance is that when you have 20,000, you can be given something like 1,500,000, depending on your age. That money is a bulk money sitting somewhere for you. This slide over here, it gives a 20-year look back. A 20-year look back between IUL, the S&P, and then the stocks. And these figures can clearly tell you that it is far more better to invest in the IUL, because when you see these figures, you can clearly see that, look, 2000, Supposing me and you, Dr. Amos, we involve ourselves in stocks and then S&P, the stock market. And right here, I also deal with the IUL. We all have 100,000. Year 2000, the market crashed. The market crashed and it went to -12. But the fixed rate you were referring to with IUL, the lowest is 0.5. So you are having negative, I'm having a positive 0.75. Good. The next year, it went to -10. I'm still at the bottom. I don't come close to zero. So I'm still at the bottom. Okay, so my money increased from 100,000 to 700 and something. While yours is decreasing. The third year, it went to -23%. And now, still, the market is bad. So I'm still at the lowest end of it and still making a little bit on top, positive. Okay, now, this is where you were saying 2009, 2003, it bumped to 26% plus. But insurance company, just like me and you, everybody's in business. They give me the maximum, okay? Though you had more than me, I am stabilized. Then you come to all the way to 2008, boom, it crashed again. Now your total amount is 61 something. I am at 156. Let's compare which one, who is doing better. Then it came all the way down to 2018, 2016, 2018. All these time were positives. I was getting whatever the insurance company was giving. When you consider the 20-year look back, and you want to assess which of us is prudent in terms of, doing business, the IUL always does far more better. Once you accumulate 507,000, he's making 178.
I get this analysis, because the thing is, okay, let's look at somebody who bought Microsoft between 1990 and 1985, from 10,000, 10 into 10 million. What are you going to talk about, say to that person? The other thing is, ethics of insurance says that we should not treat insurance instrument as an investment.
It's not. It's a supplemental investment.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a supplemental retirement plan. So
it's a retirement. It's not investment.
It's not. If it's investment, you pay taxes on it.
And so it's kind of a little bit maybe for people to think that if I have insurance policy, I will be able to live on that. That is kind of a little bit dangerous there, if I may say, because the fact is, insurance is insurance. The only IUL and whole life policies build cash values. But even the cash value, like I said, it takes years before you will see any cash value. In fact, as a matter of fact, unless you have a policy that you are paying a high premium, within the first 5 to 10 years, the cash value, and I don't know, I know maybe some people on the line may have it. The amount of cash value you will see is very, very negligible. You don't, and when you're going to go cash it, another thing, if you want to cash, you take the cash value out, then like you rightly said, you have to pay interest on it. And so assuming that your fixed rate is 3%, now you take a loan from your cash value. Bear in mind, it's a loan. So you're going to pay interest on the loan. And if you pay the interest on the loan, it exceeds your cash value returns. And so why am I going to do that? And I'm saying this not because of anything, because I was an insurance, I used to sell insurance as well. And I know these instruments. Okay. So I'm talking from experience. And so I guess if anybody wants to get insurance, IUL, it's not a bad idea. But the notion that you're going to live on it, I think that is kind of a little bit far-fetched.
Doc, thank you, Dr. Abbas. Let me say this. June, we had an incident. One of our agents went to meet a couple in Delaware and presented to them. And the woman said, I want to do it. I want to do this thing for my children. And the husband said, never. The husband insisted. And the woman said, I will do it regardless. That was this year, 2022. This agent was not disturbed. This woman sneaked in to do a 500 million insurance with the agent. Guess what? The woman made 2 payments, March and April.
500,000.
500,000. March and April. And just 2 premiums. Part of the premium went to pay for the costs. And after the 2 months, this woman had 686 cash value because her premium was 550. May, the Mother's Day, the agent called, just trying to wish this woman happy Mother's Day, all to be told that the woman is dead. True story. This woman passed. We are still in 2022. And we are in November now. October. The woman has been buried. Everything is done. This man who was insisting that no, the agent and the upline contacted the family, blah, 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 blah. For 2 payments, a cash of 500,600 has been given to the man to take care of the children. This is reality. This is real. So what I'm trying to say is, Doc, it's not about paying you for years. It's about having it because you don't know what will happen down the road tomorrow. That is why we put insurance on cars. If I put insurance on my car and my car gets accidented and I know I'm going to get replacement or fixed, so it's life insurance. Nobody is saying I want to pay life insurance for 100 years, but tomorrow something happens to you. You are getting off from your car and something happens. What are you going to do? You don't die. Something pragmatic can happen. I cannot predict. Nobody can predict. Only God. It is better to have it than not to have it in those stores. You put 20,000 in there, 1 million in there, boom. The market doesn't come back. What happens? Why not do the peace of mind thing? So that after all, you are not losing no money. We are not saying the IUL is the only pro that everybody should do. No. But we are recommending. Why? Because that is what the wealthy Americans do. That is what the banks do. That is what the 1%, the 3% Americans do. This is the injustice that Aegon saw in the system and said, this is not good. We need people to know. It was not known. Way back before 2000, around 1970 downwards, it was not known. Until it became light, the truth became exposed. And now people are getting to know. That's why we are trying to conscientize people. Yes, it was good you had the term insurance. It was good that you have the whole life insurance, but a new one, just like a smartphone. Alexander Bell created a phone just to make a point from A to point B. Now I wish Alexander Bell could have been here to see the telephone that he invented, that it can do so many things, like calculators, like internet, and whatever, has to touch lights, whatever. That's how this thing is being, emerged. So I understand you, the growth is long, but guess what? You cannot separate it. When you pay for saving, you have a 7-pay plan. We have a 10-pay plan. We have a 15-pay plan. If you want to pay it faster, get 2 million, pay 7 years if you can afford, boom, you are done. Because you know, if it's 10 years, whatever, it's under your independent control. Just are putting your own money there. Thank you.
On that note, and looking at the time, I think this discussion has been very fruitful, and this question has allowed you, Mr. Danquah, to even go into more depth explaining that product to us. Because it is so late, I'm going to suggest that maybe Saturday afternoon, we use that afternoon to dive into this product and come up with more explanations and have people ask their questions.
Yes.
Yes.
I wanted to do illustration, but I knew it was going to take us time. So I intentionally put it on Saturday afternoon. By which time we would do a real case put the illustration on there and explain them one after the other.
Wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful,
we'll do that.
wonderful. Thank you so much once again. We are very grateful to the financial education that you are giving to all of us. And I pray that by the end of this series, we will have a better understanding and be more informed so that we can invest our wealth properly so that we can use that to do God's work. Amen.